with a standing ovation. Thank you. I'm Beth Bonacci. I'm apparently the Sapporo Queen of the St. Ignatius Institute. I think I'm probably not alone in this room when I say that the St. Ignatius Institute changed the course of my life. When I arrived, I was 20 years old. I thought that being a good Catholic meant avoiding mortal sin and showing up at Mass on Sunday, and I liked a good party. To say that the Institute opened up a whole new world for me. I mean, if I told you every way that happened, every way that it opened up a new world to me, this talk would be the 2-hour talk that a certain Jesuit in the room implied that I might give, instead of the 10-minute talk that I committed myself to. But when I got there was this dapper guy walking around the campus, frequently in a white suit, that I couldn't have kept clean for more than 37 seconds. But they told me that he taught the holy grail of Institute classes, bioethics. And this fascinated me because I was very committed to and interested and involved in the pro-life movement. And I wanted to take that class. And that class did not disappoint, because not only was it brilliant and took me to a new depth of understanding of the life issues, but it was also hilarious. Dr. Dennehy's classes were the only ones where my notes had little notes in the margins of the funny things he said. Unfortunately, I never wrote the context. So I'm like, looking back, I saw one that said, "Dead guy, peanut butter, sticks to roof of tomb." I don't know. I spent my time at USF between my studies at the St. Ignatius Institute and my major, which was communication theory, which I found was a great education they didn't mean to give me, because it gave me real-world examples of the philosophies I was learning about in the Institute. They would teach us about these different philosophies, about secularism, about humanism, and everyone else would say, "Oh, that's a philosophy out there." And I would say, "Yes, that's my 3 o'clock persuasion and social control class." And I would talk to Dr. Dennehy about what I was finding in communication and I did a lot of arguing. And I remember talking to Dr. Dennehy about this one day in the Commons, and he gave me a quote that I still use to this day. We were discussing one of the professors in the communication theory department, and he said, "Trying to argue with that woman is like trying to fight smog with a crowbar." I still use that all the time. It's trying to fight smog with a crowbar. There's nothing there. It was around this time in my life that I realized that I only had one life. I mean, I knew that, but that I wanted to spend it in a worthy way, and one of the worthiest ways I can imagine was to spend my life defending the life issues. Partly because what I learned in Dr. Dennehy's bioethics class. Well, God granted my wish and showed me that it was harder than I thought. And a few years later, I found myself involved in pro-life debating alongside Dr. Dennehy. We did several debates together, and this was around the time in my life when my friends started calling me St. Mary Beth of Berkeley, Virgin and Martyr. We would do these debates, and I was, fearing for my life, because that's how they remember. There was one debate, I don't remember if he was at this one or not, but there was they told the audience, it was in Berkeley, they told the audience they had to be completely silent. If anybody spoke, they were going to break the whole thing up because there was so much hostility. And I was standing up there just thinking, okay, they're between me and the door, but there's a window behind me. Maybe I can get out with my life. And so I'm terrified of these debates, and I'm cramming every fact I can into my head, and I debate alongside him. And not only is he just dead calm and charitable and funny, and even making the people who were inclined to hate us laugh, but he had every fact I I could possibly imagine at his fingertips, at his immediate disposal. And I was so awe-inspired at this man and what he knows and the way he can break through the hostility and the crap, pardon me, to really reach hearts and change hearts and just let the truth shine. So, USF's changed a lot since I left. I went back a few years ago. Have you been to the Commons? Holy moly. Like, there's the sushi bar and the blah and the blah. I'm like, there's nothing I recognize about this place, but I knew Dr. Dennehy was still there. And still touching lives. And when I think about how many in all these ensuing years, it blows me away. I still like a good party. But this is the best kind of party. I'm never happier than when I'm in this room with these people. And Dr. Dennehy, the institute that you helped start has changed so many lives and impacted so many lives. And the greatest privilege I can possibly imagine is to stand here tonight, not just on my own behalf, but on behalf of all of us. All of us. Over 25 years of the Institute, over all of Dr. Dennehy's career at USF, and to say thank you. Because this experiment, this program you created, these classes you taught, the mentoring you did, it changed hearts, it changed lives. It is moving from generation to generation. The impact you've had on the world will really only be known in heaven. And we are so incredibly thankful for you, and from the very, very bottom of our hearts, we thank you so much. Now, I, being the last one, am the one who has the great fortune of asking Dr. Dennehy to come up and say a few words to us. Will you come up and talk to us? Thank you.